Master of Ceremonies and 2025 First Dean's List Award winner, Indiana Gillick.
There we go. Good morning, teams, and woo-hoo to being here at the Woo League Tournament here in Lake Tapps, Washington. We are in for an exciting day, and I can't wait to see how everything's come together. Over the course of the past few weeks, I've seen all of you at Nodak and Salk, and I'm really excited to see this come together. But first, welcome to Decode, presented by RTX, part of First Age, presented by Qualcomm. FIRST is a global robotics community about more than just robots. It's dedicated to preparing young people for the future. FIRST engages students in ages K through pre in a suite of STEAM programs: FIRST Lego League, FIRST Robotics Competition, and of course, why we're all here, FIRST Tech Challenge. FIRST Tech Challenge, started back in 2005, has since grown to more than 8,000 teams in more than 55 countries. By joining us today, you are helping by being a part of this movement. All of you here are helping make this program possible for the next generation of innovators, and thank you. All right, we are in for quite the competitive day. If you have seen anything from our league meets at Salk or Nodak, you know we are up against some very competitive teams today. These 28 teams have been working hard to design, build, program, and test their robots for this year's challenge, Decode. This season, students will step into the world of archaeology, uncovering stories hidden in artifacts, tools, and discoveries. Our students will dig deeper using STEAM skills and creativity as they design, build, program, and drive their robots. Together, they'll take on a thrilling head-to-head challenge inspired by the science of discovery. And of course, a huge shout out to our season sponsor, RTX. They've put together a special little message that will come up on the boards over here for you today.
Welcome, First Tech Challenge teams, and congratulations on advancing to this level of the Decode season. This is an amazing program. Nearly 100,000 students across 81 countries develop STEM skills, practice engineering principles, and explore the value of teamwork in First Tech Challenge. Through the RTX collaboration with FIRST, we hope our work inspires you to think about how technology can be used to not only prepare for the future, but to also learn from the past. Now my colleague Amanda will show you some incredible technologies that are currently being used by archaeologists.
Check it.
Thanks, Dantea. Here in Portsmouth, Rhode Island, RTX's underwater acoustics capability is similar to the technology archaeologists use to locate, image, and map ancient sites and artifacts. Synthetic aperture sonar uses an artificial array of transducers to scan the seafloor, collecting data to form an ultra-high resolution picture. These images reveal the shape and size of objects, like shipwrecks, in much more detail than traditional sonars. And from the sky, archaeologists use remote sensing techniques to research past societies and cultures. RTX unlocked the next generation of remote sensing by using digital engineering to produce sensors that are smaller, lighter, and more capable for a variety of Earth observation missions. Traveling on satellites, these imaging instruments provide maximum resolution imagery from space. Working with NASA, RTX is designing a new remote sensing instrument to identify land patterns like crop production, mineral mapping, and forest management. Right now, RTX engineers work in 30 countries, focused on things like advanced avionics, directed energy, electric propulsion, hypersonics, and quantum physics.
These are only a few of our industry-leading projects at RTX that allow us to see further and in more detail than ever before. Working with this year's First Tech Challenge teams has been energizing and impactful, and your passion for inventing is second to none. Whatever the outcome of today's competition, you're all having an impact. Best of luck, teams.
All right, thank you, RTX. Can we get a quick round of applause for this season's sponsor? All right, thank you so much. Being a part of FIRST does not end when you graduate. As an alumni, you will always have a place in this community, with chances to volunteer, make new friends, connect with professionals, and keep shaping the future. Volunteering at events, at any first event, is a great way to stay involved after high school. There are nearly 40 first events in just our local area of Washington. My advice to you is get involved today. See how you can get involved today by volunteering. Let's take a moment to recognize the first alumni who are here today giving back as volunteers and mentors. Please stand and wave so we can thank you. Volunteer, all first alumni, please stand up. Thank you so much. Please, if you want to learn more about how you can get involved with FIRST once you graduate, you can visit firstinspires.org/alumni. For some of you, myself included, unfortunately, Decode may be your final season as a student. For those of you in your final year of high school, you are becoming a FIRST alumni, and we can't wait to see how you'll stay connected and inspire the next generation. For all students in their final season, please stand to allow us to celebrate all the things you've done in this program and to celebrate the many successes your future will hold. To all seniors. My seniors. Thank you. I also want to take a moment to recognize all the parents, coaches, mentors, and volunteers who helped make this event possible. Students, please make it loud for everyone who supported our journey here. We also ask that today you honor the first ethos of gracious professionalism. This means showing respect and valuing other students, teams, and volunteers here, while at the same time taking pride in our work to create something we are all proud of. And who better to explain this core value of FIRST than our program leaders, FIRST alumni Rachel Moore and Colin Fultz.
I'm Rachel, and this is Colin. We're both FIRST alumni, and together we lead FIRST Tech Challenge. We'd like to talk about something that's important and part of the ethos of FIRST programs: gracious professionalism.
If you've never heard the term before, gracious professionalism is kind of like good sportsmanship. But instead of only describing how to behave when you compete, it can apply to all aspects of your life. Gracious professionalism is a way of doing things that encourages high-quality work, emphasizes the value of others, and shows respect for individuals and the community.
FIRST is a small cross-section of the real-life opportunities that each of you will have to make decisions which reflect gracious professionalism. Practicing gracious professionalism doesn't have to be large, sweeping gestures. Instead, it's the little choices that each of us makes when no one is watching that all combine and fuse together to form our collective culture. You already know how to compete hard, and you know how to be kind. Think about how your actions make others feel and how that makes you feel.
Your team probably plans strategy before the season and before each match. You can do the same exercise for how you will handle challenging interpersonal situations that might come up throughout the season. You won't always get it right, and that's okay, because gracious professionalism is a journey, not a destination. It's something we should strive to practice every day. When we make a mistake, we should own it, offer a sincere apology, and attempt to make amends. Then, find ways to do better in the future.
FIRST can be challenging. It's supposed to be. And that means that at times during this season, you may feel pressure and experience stress. In those difficult times, it might seem easier to be selfish or only take your own interests into account. After all, even if you do everything the right way, there's only a handful of teams that will win their last match of the season and be celebrated as world champions. But while there's a limited number of championship trophies, there's no such limit on the number of teams who will have a successful season. Don't waste your time on being envious of others' success. Ask questions, challenge yourself, learn from others, and share your own knowledge.
FIRST programs would not be possible without the time committed by tens of thousands of caring adult volunteers, including team coaches and mentors. As FIRST alumni, we know the impact that mentors and coaches can have on a young person's life. Mentors and coaches are key to establishing and maintaining a team culture. On behalf of more than 100,000 FIRST Tech Challenge students, thank you for all that you do. Aristotle once said, "Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all." This season, we hope you have the opportunity to educate both. Good luck.
Alrighty, thank you so much to Colin. Thank you so much. Let's give him. And next, we have some volunteers to recognize. Surprisingly, our judges have actually came out of their burrow to come see us up here. So let's give our judges a loud round of applause. Hopefully, all of you by this point have already interviewed with the judges, and I'm excited to see the outcome of the hard work during our playoffs and awards ceremony later this afternoon, or probably closer to evening, but hopefully this afternoon. Next, if you were paying attention during driver's meeting, you know how to summon them just by yelling FTA. It's our first technical advisors, control systems advisors, and robot inspectors. Our technical volunteers know the ins and outs of the robot control system we use to run this competition and are key to keeping the event moving smoothly. They ensure the robots, field resetters, queuers are running properly on the field. Thank you. And next, I want to recognize our queuers and our field resetters who are all lined up over here. Let's give them a round of applause. They are in charge of making sure our fields are ready to go and our teams are on time. Next, their rulings are final, and there will be no video review. You know them, you love them. It's our referees. Our referees have the difficult job of ensuring everyone is playing by the rules. Please help us by sticking to the schedule and respecting their decisions. For them, please be sure to use our gracious professionalism. Thank you, referees. All right. Now that we've gotten the fun part out of the way, we're going to get in some real quick housekeeping. Here's how they will roll out in just a few moments. We will start with qualification match number 1 over here on field 1. And we will play till about qualification match number 7, which is when we will then break for lunch. What time are we returning from lunch, Kevin? Okay. 12:20, we return at 12:40. All right. We will return from lunch at 12:40 if all goes according to schedule. It's 1:30. Sorry. Okay. Y'all get an hour lunch, not 20-minute lunch. Sorry. All right. And then during our playoffs matches, after alliance selection, I'm jumping the gun here, sorry. Once we complete our qualification matches, we will then have team representatives come up, and they will represent their team as we form our 6 playoff alliances. Once alliance selection is complete, we will go into our playoffs and award ceremony time, where the judges will be presenting the awards that they have nominated our teams for, and we will be watching our final 6 playoffs alliances playoff. Before we get started, I want to take a moment to be mindful about safety. I want to draw attention to our emergency exits over here, and really just over here. If you hear an alarm, please evacuate. Robots are always replaceable. You are not. Mentors, coaches, student leaders, please be sure to make a plan with your team about what you will do in the case of an emergency. Sorry. Keeping us safe is everyone's responsibility. So during the course of the event, please help us keep walkways and exits clear. If you see something unsafe, like a tripping hazard or a spill, please be sure to help clear it, or ask a pit admin for help to clear it. It's our collective responsibility as the first community to take care of our venues and our fellow teammates by making sure everyone is safe. With that, I also want to bring up that we are a community that looks out for each other. If you see someone who might be struggling, please check in with them and be that aid that people may need. Thank you for helping us make this a safe and enjoyable event. Teams, are you ready to dig into Decode? If you are in the first match, please set up your robot on the field. While we let our students set up their robots, we will be watching the game animation video explaining this year's competition, Decode.
Welcome to the first Tech Challenge 2025-2026 season game, Decode, presented by RTX. Decode is played by 4 randomly selected teams, 2 per alliance. Your opponent for one match may be your partner for another. Robots must be built to meet the specifications in the competition manual and fit within an 18-inch sizing cube. Robots and their extensions must remain within the 18-inch sizing cube until the endgame. The game is played on a 12-foot square playing field with a foam tile floor and 1-foot-high walls. On the playing field is a red alliance goal and a blue alliance goal. At the exit of each goal is the classifier ramp and a gate. April tags are located on the goal to assist with targeting.
On the field, there are 24 purple artifacts and 12 green artifacts.
Robots start each match in one of 2 locations and can hold up to 3 artifacts. At the start of each match, a motif made up of 3 artifacts is randomly selected and indicated on the obelisk. During the first 30 seconds of the match, robots are autonomous. Robots can use sensors to decode the motif, leave the starting line, and score artifacts in the goal. Artifacts that enter the goal and exit to the classifier ramp earn points. Once the classifier is full, any additional overflow will score, but will earn fewer points. At the end of auto, alliances earn additional points if the artifacts in the classifier match the motif pattern. During the following 2 minutes of the match, drivers control their robots. Robots continue to score in their goal, open the gate to clear the classifier, and collect artifacts from their human player. Alliances that score enough artifacts in their goal throughout the match will earn an additional ranking point.
The last 20 seconds of the teleop period is the endgame.
Robots continue to score to fill their classifier to form the motif pattern. As time runs out, robots race to their base where they can expand in height. Points are awarded to robots partially in their base, and even more points are awarded to robots fully in their base. If both robots fit within their base, the alliance receives bonus points. An alliance that can earn enough points from moving in auto and returning to their base will receive an additional ranking point. The alliance that earns the most points overall wins the match and will earn 3 ranking points. This has been a summary of this season's game, Decode, presented by RTX. For complete rules, please read the competition manual, and always remember to demonstrate the first ethos of gracious professionalism. Good luck, teams, and have a great season.
All right. Who is ready to unearth the past, decode its secrets, and rebuild into a brighter future? All right. But before we can get started with today's matches, it's time for me to introduce the other voice you'll be hearing, my GA, Kevin Sang.
Good morning. Who's ready to decode this field?
Cut out there, little Kevin. Come on.
Good morning. Who's ready to decode this year's field?
All righty. With that,